Hello. I'm sure you heard of people that have gifts and are able to see the future. History has written about them. And I understand as somebody who grew up in a Christian household that a lot of times it depends on what you believe, you will see a certain way. For example, back in the days, there were people that saw the future, saw or felt it, whether there was dreams or anything like that. It was because they had a spiritual connection that echo across different cultures and traditions, right? Like, for example, the Gnostic Christians, the Jewish Essenes, to oracles, prophets, psychics, seer, even the three wise men that guided by divine message that led them to Jesus' birth. Now, I don't want to read all this because I could personally tell you that when I grew up in church, I understand from my family members to myself, those of us who has a gift to see certain things, they say, oh, un don de Dios, right? It's a gift from God. But if you're not in church, they say, oh, that's divination, that's of the devil. This are for those that are on denial. Take a look at the date, May 31st. Now let's scroll by. Again, this was Revision 2006. I put up other videos showing the dates. Look what it says. Israel attacking Iran, retaliating with people running from fire, nuclear bombs or reactors in Israel being hit, many of them. There are other stuff as well that I saw, and I've been speaking about. Unfortunately, my Freedom page and many other pages I had on Facebook as well as TikTok has been taken down. Now, you may be skeptical. I get it. You should be. But let's be real. Let's be logical. Look at the date. You know when it happened. And the video that I have even goes back to years back. 5 years back, a year back, be warning. I physically warn a lot of Israelis on TikTok as well as Facebook. And they laughed as I explained to them what would happen. And it did. And it's not over. These people are not going to relent. Best believe. There's a lot more coming. Okay. And this is online. You could go to my Facebook page on May 31st and see it and verify this for yourself. Because there's a lot more to come. And although things are come to pass, I honestly believe that nothing is written in stone. Right. So that means that if you actually, we have free will. If you actually implement and try to get people together in the spirit of love, I think we honestly could stop a lot that was coming. Okay. Make no mistake. The United States, the empire is dying. And then I put a lot of videos up that I could show why it's dying because I did take macroeconomics when I was in college. But again, history has shown that. And I have put a lot of information that is undoubtedly, you could verify this because it's stamp dated with certain things that I saw in a vision in the future. And I have conveyed that to my public. Believe me, guys, I could be doing a lot more. I could be focusing on selling real estate. I could be focusing on making a lot of money. But I feel as a humanitarian and Aquarius, the urgency to alert the people. And I haven't been wrong yet. If you doubt me, look at these videos that I'm going to put up here. Look at the dates and listen to the message because I honestly believe that I've seen that has proven to be exact. I mean, I wish I could see the lotto. That would be great. I'm sure you've probably seen a lot of videos that I posted online of things that were to come with Israel and Iran. And obviously, out of so many countries in the world, I was very specific about the countries involved, especially Iran and Israel, and what was going to happen to Israel. It's post-dated. I purposely put the date. I recorded it, and then I recorded another video 5 years, a year ago, and then on May of this year, because I knew the time was coming. And I knew a lot of you were not going to believe me unless you actually saw it. Why I was revealed to that? I felt like I had an out-of-body experience in which I saw the past and I saw the present and the future at the time in 2006. But it's about to occur in the future based on what I saw, okay? And some of it you can't deny because out of all the countries, why Israel and Iran, and I saw it years and it's stamp dated so you could verify this yourself. Obviously that Iran is going to get attacked again. It's not over. And then that's when really things are going to hit the fan, per se. They're going to get attacked hard, Israel, right? The fake Zionist regime. So the message is, guys, stop praying for a genocidal Zionist regime. You should be praying for Gaza and the Palestinian people. Hello, my fellow Americans. As you know, I spoke about someone having like a sixth sense, and I believe I have a sixth sense. And actually, I predicted a couple of things that I posted online, from videos to text, and I posted it on purpose so you could verify that it is some type of actual revelation versus me making assumption. So I know that obviously that Iran is going to get attacked again. It's not over, and then that's when really things are going to hit the fan per se. They're going to get attacked hard, Israel, right? The fake Zionist regime. If you could see the future, what would you do to stop a major atrocity? Now, there are people that have gifts, that have a sixth sense, as we know throughout history. And even like the women, sometimes they have a sixth sense, right? Sometimes they feel that the man is being unfaithful, they see certain things and they pick up on that. But the fact is that many of my family members know that many years ago, in 2006, I had a vision. And that dream that I had, I spoke about it, and I even did a YouTube video 3 years ago. So I want you to see that now, because it's regarding Israel and Palestine. Israel and Iran, and I want you to see the video so you don't think I just made this up. I saw a major war, including South Korea, including especially Iran. I saw Iran defend itself. I saw Israel, who had the quarantine, and it got bombed because they attacked Iran, and Iran defended themselves. This is what I saw, and I saw Israel under fire, okay, and people running up the mountains trying to save themselves because they were surrounded by fire. So I saw that in this dream. Will it happen? Now, like I said, will it happen? I don't know. But the thing is that I feel compelled, just like back in somebody, I remember that Jonas, God sent it to give a message to the people in Nineveh, and he tried to get away from it, and what happened? A huge fish or whatever it was, animal, swallowed him for 3 days. Now, that may not be literal, people took it literal, maybe it is, who knows, but the point is that God gave him a message to give, and he did not give. Now, I'm a man just like anybody else, and God can use any man, but I felt that, I saw that. And I assure you that if we continue putting our soldiers in harm's way, and we invade Iran, mark my words, Israel will be, the Zionist regime will be wiped out, okay? And innocent people will die, because don't mistake me when I'm saying, because there's a lot of beautiful, great Jewish people, right, that's walking up. Yeah, there's a lot of them that are naive, like right here in America. But if we attack Persia, Iran, it's biblical, by the way, we will not win this one. It will be more destructive than you realize. There are a lot more advanced than you understand and know. Not only that, it will have dire consequences to Strait of Hormuz. Russia will get involved. Okay? And I wrote about this, and I did a video many years ago. I saw this in a dream vision type of thing, and there's a lot more. And I didn't want to sound crazy, so I kept my mouth shut. My family knows this. We know this, and I knew it was going to count down to this, so I did the video, and I said it in the video. And those of you, it's been a few years, it's on YouTube. You can listen to it. At that time, who the hell knew about anything about Iran and Israel attacking Iran? Iran will, I'm telling you, will blow all their, store their nuclear weapons. It's going to get out of hand, and it's going to affect us, and we are going to be embarrassed because they are a lot more advanced than we understand. At least that's what I saw in that vision I had. Whether it happens or not, this is why I'm so concerned what's going on, because we going there drastically in a fruit basket. And I'm going to tell you something else. Keep in mind that both parties work together. There are an elite that run them, and it's been proven already. They're not representing we the people or America first. They're representing Israel and many of the elites and Zionist regime powerful people that many are in our country along with other elites. And that's a fact. This is why the media you hear is not going to tell you. This is why huge companies like BlackRock and all that is too powerful. And I think we have passed the point of no return. And I'm going to end with this. Remember, throughout history has proven that those that remain silent allow evil to continue. So therefore, they are complicit. So if you, because of your employment or your job, I get it. You don't want to be seen. You don't want to lose focus. You don't want people to stigmatize you, right? It'll affect your business. I get it. But that's like selling your soul to the devil. Do not remain silent. Maybe you don't have to speak up, but at least like, comment, and share. because history has proven that those that remain silent sometimes end up being part of the issue, right? So what's going on right now, as you know, is not about illegal immigrants undocumented. It's about humanity. We have always dehumanized the people we want to go after for whatever reason. And I know it's not because of legal documentation. This was all planned by both parties, and that's the problem most of you don't understand. It's run by a higher elite of people that run this nation that took over our country since 1913. And I have a lot of videos that I could prove that you could fact check this to know there's the truth. Don't dehumanize your neighbor, your friend, your family member, because that's what they want you to do, right? But this is a higher purpose. And again, you want to be on the right side of history. Thank you for watching. You could help by liking and sharing this message. I hope I got to your heart. Things will eventually get worse, but you could be that spark in making a difference. Thank you for watching. God bless. They use a word that they use to try to deflect or what, right? Conspiracy theorists. But the fact of the matter is, the way I see things is like a puzzle. I want you to understand. It's like pieces of puzzle, and when I start putting these pieces of puzzle together, I get to see a whole frame. So I'm able to see stuff. Some stuff I physically saw in the vision. Some stuff I'm intuitive. I feel it. But I went through a lot. Therefore, I know I saw the Civil War. I knew not that it was called ICE, but I knew it was a form of federal government, just like Gestapo in France, in Germany. I'm sorry. And I saw that. Obviously, I knew that the cops are eventually going to go against ICE because the people are going to put pressure on the local government. The local government is going to go against the federal government. And this is why I was able to write certain things. And it's like a spiritual download, maybe because I'm an Aquarius, maybe because of what I saw, and I knew it was going to come. Again, had I not seen my father's death and my family's witness to this, I would honestly thought I went crazy, and I wouldn't even be bothering telling you this. But I believe it was something more than above spiritual. And just to tell you, in the other dimension that I went, there's no such thing as time. Therefore, you are energy, so you're able to go back and forth with no problem. And I did feel like there was a multiple string theory, different dimension. I also knew about that machine they're using now, which is I believe is affecting us, which are the Atom Collider, and that's creating a lot of effects. And you're going to see and hear a lot of things that are weird because they're tapping into other dimensions. So I believe that as well. I learned that religion is not what you believe. There is such thing as Christ consciousness, as tapping into your highest source. But a lot of it has been manipulated. Religion has been used to control you. That's why they have you believe on God outside when God is within. You are the essence of God. So you are more powerful than you understand, and you got to be able to tap into that Christ consciousness. This is the temple. And people go to other temples, and it was just to manipulate. It had to do with the Rome and a sect of Jews as a Pharisee. Again, not all Jews are bad, just like not all Americans are bad, just like not all Christians are bad. But there are extremists in every cult and in every religion. And people think they have the best intention, but even Christians remember that me as a Puerto Rican, Arawak Taino, indigenous people, Native American, we were divided into many different Cubans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, and all that, but we were all the same indigenous blood, right? And what they did, we were raped, our families, they killed our ancestors, I should say, and forced us to believe in Christianity. They cut our arms off to believe in it. There's so many stuff from pregnant women cut the stomach out. A lot of stuff that people heard about the African American slaves at the time was actually the first one that were abused were my people. Because remember, allegedly Christopher discover what? America, right? Well, he discovered the Native Americans, which was the first one was the Arawak Taino. And it was just not just Spaniard, he was Italian. Then I found out it was actually Jewish. There's a lot more detail into that. But the point of the fact is that there's a lot going on. And you can see it because like companies like Vanguard, BlackRock, the Federal Reserve Bank, which is a banking cartel. And I write all about this. This is because I had this spiritual download. But now with technology, I'm able to actually fact check certain stuff. And you get to see that it's actually accurate. But I knew this stuff since many years ago. I wrote about it. I did videos where Facebook has taken my pages down. TikTok came way later, but also taking my pages down and all that because they don't want you to know the truth. So I don't want to make this longer than what it is. Look at the other video. Stay in the spirit of love is all I can say. Try to vibrate in the higher frequency, because if you vibrate in the higher frequency, a whole bunch of us, we are connected. See it like an internet, right? So we all connected to that web. And when we are all connected, we all start vibrating high, and we can vibrate and bring heaven upon earth. Versus if you vibrate low because of fear, anger, hate, then you're going to basically drop us down to lower vibration. Thus, you're going to bring earth to hell, to the pits of hell. And that's when you see wars, and which I did see, and civil war and all that. And hopefully we won't get to that point, because we do have free will, right? We could make changes. We could start tapping into other dimensions that are bringing in more positive feedback to you, that will vibrate with your own frequency. And I believe that, guys. I chose to come back. That's how I felt. Some people may laugh, say, oh, reincarnation, and I'm not going to be speaking about that, but the point is that we are energy, and energy never dissipates, right? It never dies. It just comes back in different forms. That's why you could explain certain other things that I'm not going to get into, because I'm not going to make this religious. But yes, there is a Christ consciousness, and you have to tap into that Christ consciousness, which is your higher source, your higher self. And so we are all connected as one. So this is why, as a humanitarian, I care for everyone, especially what's going on in Gaza, what's going on in Israel. Obviously, people are just naive. They're just following orders. But there is a certain group of people, right, that are psychopaths. They have no feelings. That's why they are in power, and they are controlling. They are elite people controlling pretty much the Western world. This is why I know what countries were going to be attacked. Venezuela. I think they were going to go after Iran, all this stuff, because not only did I saw it, but it's because they are not part of the system that we are part of, right? We created a system with the petrodollar, Federal Reserve Bank, IMF, World Bank, through the same elite of people, and most of the world's currency is pegged to the dollar that's dying because of BRICS. It's because of us, because of the negative sanctions we put on the world and what we've done. And a lot of people don't understand. I've written about it. You understand, you see it as illegal immigrant, but you don't understand that we created chaos in their countries that has basically caused a blowback, right, to ours, right? And as I've written down, this 55% of America, what you call America, which is really USA, because America is a continent, but 55% of this country was stolen from the Native Americans, which a lot of them people you don't understand were Mexican, and here we are fighting against them. So that's all I have for today. I want to add it with the other video and see the things that are going to be coming, but I believe that we can make a change. It's up to you, because either we'll go one route, which is World War III, Civil War, right? A digital chip on you, where the Bible says, for those that believe that part, without that mark you cannot buy or sell. Or we go to high vibration, and maybe even BRICS takes over. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South America. There are Latin countries that join them. And I believe that's a better route than what we have now, because the people that are ruling right now are evil. And if they continue, you're going to become homeless. You're going to be starving. You're going to be scavenging for food in a Great Depression here that you've never seen before. And what's going to happen, you'll be eating, but like I said, eating the crumbs that fall off your master's table. You're an indentured servant. The USA, as you know, is a corporation, is a lot more. But you and I are Americans. And we have to fight for what is America, not the government, the banking cartel that don't have your best interests at heart. Thank you for watching. This is an update and another piece. Today is October 22nd, 2025. As you saw, if you go back to 1 minute and 5 seconds of the previous video, this is an added clip. You will see that I was able to see a couple of things that have come to pass and others that haven't come to pass yet, that haven't happened. A certain prediction. Now, you may wonder more about me, and I don't want to seem like a lunatic, right? But the fact of the matter is, let me tell you what actually happened. Many years ago, it was in 2006, before that, I used to pray. I was from Christian beliefs. I was an ordained, the son of an ordained minister. I as well used to preach. I studied the Bible 7 days a week, and I used to pray. And I will pray for discernment. I will pray to be able to see the future. I wanted to be like King Solomon, that was the wisest man on earth. And believe it or not, I used to pray for that. So being that way, I became very inquisitive. I used to read a lot of books and all that, and study the Bible as well. So I happened to go online. The computer weren't advanced as they are now, as you could imagine back then. And I was able to go and study like the Kabbalah. Started researching the Kabbalah, the chakras, as well as the lost books, right? Like the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Mary, the Hagamagi books. I forgot exactly how you pronounce it, but those were the books that I was looking at, right? The Dead Sea Scrolls as well. So doing that, I was able to break a code that I was looking at, and when I broke that code, there was a message there. That led me to somewhere else, in which I was able to cite a word that they gave me. It was almost as if I was being initiated. I was able to cite some words and something codes that I saw, and that had a drastic effect to the point that the computer, where in advance that they are now, started like flapping real lot and uploading a lot of information, I felt like, into my head. So at the time, I wasn't sure. I was like, what the hell's going on? I wasn't sure if I was being part of an experiment like MLK or MK Ultra, right? Mind control. I wasn't sure, or it was actually spiritual, to be honest. But it was like overwhelming. I felt sick. I was blind for almost 3 days from an eye. But normally I had a out of body experience. And in the out of body experience, I felt that I went to the past, the present, and the future. This is why I know a lot about the past, the Council of Nicaea, Rome, Egypt. It was very odd, and I can't tell you all the detail. If you heard the other videos, you see that there is some truth into what I'm saying regarding the future. Now, honestly, I would have thought that I went crazy if it was not that I saw my father's death. I knew the date. My family know this, but this is the only thing I was able to date. So, for example, I saw the hurricane in New York, Sandy, before it happened. But every time somebody would say there's a hurricane coming, I used to leave New York City up north and go up south, to Florida, trying to get away from the storm. And eventually, when I actually moved out here in 2012, that's when it actually came, And I saw so many stuff that actually did happen. I saw nanobite technology, artificial intelligence, and these nanobite technology, microscopic robots, right? They go in the bloodstream, you're able to tap into your neuron system, right? Nervous system, and your synapses, and basically are able to send information through artificial intelligence back through satellites, right? And towers, and artificial intelligence computer able to pick up those messages. I want you to think about it like a radio. You know how you turn on the radio, there's waves, band waves, and that's how you're able to listen to the radio, but it's coming through band waves. Same thing like the TV. Well, it's the same way. Our brain has a certain wavelength that these artificial intelligence were able to pick up and send, and people from certain governments will use it to their advantage, to see what you see, hear what you hear, or control the mind. Most people are unaware, so they think they're actually going crazy, or they think they're hearing voices, and it's used against them. So I saw a lot of the stuff I saw. I was happy, which I told you about Iran, Russia. I know we're going to, in the vision, at least what I saw, we're going to get invaded. I know we're going to get attacked. I know, and I was wondering how would it happen. Now I could see where everything going on, what would happen. And I see that when we got invaded, obviously some people are going to fight against Russians, and other people will send them as their savior, as their defendant. I was wondering, how would that happen? Now I know why. See, when I had that out of body experience, just so you know, my body dropped and I fell in the hospital, and I chose basically to come back to earth, because there was a time that I should remain silent, and there was a time that I had to review certain things where another 144,000 other people that we were chosen. So I chose to come back to bring this certain message, and to be used not as you see as religion. And that's why it was hard for me, because growing up with a Christian mentality, a lot of that information that was given to me, it actually shocked me to my core, because it was going against my Christian's belief. So it was, it was very hard to accept at the time. But as time went by, I saw, oh, wow, it really is. And I started studying more of the scriptures. I started seeing things that I didn't see before. So I'm aware of a lot. I'm intuitive, and I'm aware of what's coming. Not everything, obviously. I wish like I said before, I knew I could see the lotto. It wasn't like that, because in order to return, there was things that had to be washed off my mind, some blanked out, so I wouldn't know only certain things. And I'm not going to get to the whole story. But again, you know, I saw certain things that you can see that has happened, you know. Israel, Iran, um, you know, you got to understand, I knew about Venezuela. I didn't know what was going to happen in Venezuela. This is why people talk about narco traffic. I know it's not the case. It has to do with the oil because of bricks and the system. And I know so much more, and I write about it. If you really want to know, you have to just go to my Facebook page and my YouTube page and read it. I knew about 9/11 many years ago, and people used to call you